This is Saxon Math for 6th grade. Today we're doing lesson 34. We're going to be talking about decimals on a number line. Number lines are really useful, particularly with decimals. A number line can be the form of just a line with numbers on it, like you've seen before. Or we can think of our measuring tools, of our rulers and our meter sticks and our yardsticks, as number lines also. Let's start over here and look at our tiny little ruler piece. I'd like you to draw this in your notebook, please. Pause the video if you need a few moments. Remember, rulers always start at 0. Then move up 1, 2, 3. This is a centimeter ruler. So each of these large whole numbers is a centimeter. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, 3 centimeters. As you remember from the last class, if I had all 100 centimeters, it would be a meter long. And then each centimeter is cut into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 little pieces. 10 millimeters makes 1 centimeter. So they've drawn on for each centimeter the 10 millimeters that make it up. I made the point in the middle, the 5 mark, a little bit bigger so you could see it more clearly. Let's use this to measure this line. See our little line down here? Let's measure it first in centimeters. Let's measure it first in millimeters and then measure it in centimeters. All right, so looking at our line, we always line it up with the 0. If I put a little line here, it would go straight with the 0, so that's perfect. And let's put a little line here to see where this falls on our graph, or on our ruler rather. Looks like it ends about there. How many millimeters is that? Well, I could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Wow, that's going to get old soon. What if I count by tens? I know that this is 10 millimeters, and this is 10 more millimeters. 10, 20, and then there are 1, 2, 3 more millimeters. So in millimeters, this line would be called 23 millimeters long. Okay, easy enough. Let's measure it in centimeters. 1 centimeter, 2 centimeters, and how do I represent that last little 3 millimeters? I don't want to say 3 centimeters, that would be all the way out here. I already have 2 whole centimeters, and then I have a fractional part. Because this is split into 10 centimeters, and I have 3 of them, I have 3 out of 10 centimeters. 3 out of 10, 3/10. We've learned how to change fractions into decimals. 3/10 is the same as 3/10. If you look at this number and this number, you'll notice they're the same, except we move the decimal point. In centimeters, the decimal point is between them. In millimeters, we moved it to the outside, or multiplied by 10. Let's look over here at another example with a number line. Here's a number line, and it already has the tens place on it. 4.0, 4.1, 4.2. And then each space between 4.0 and 4.1 is split into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pieces again. There's 3 red dots on here. Let's see what decimal those would represent. This is going to be 4 wholes. 0.0, keep the 0.0. And then let's count how many of these to see what our hundredths place will be. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4.06 would be this red dot right here. Let's try this one. It is at 4.1 and then 3 more. 4 and 1 10 and then 1, 2, 3 hundredths. Last but not least, I have 4.2 and then 1, 2, 3, 4 more, or 4.24. Let's see how you can use that with some problems that you might need to solve. Let's say I have a rectangle, and the sides are given to us in centimeters. I have 12 centimeters and 7 centimeters, and I want to find the perimeter in meters. Let's find the perimeter first, and then we'll go back and do our conversion to meters. 12 centimeters, 12 centimeters. If this is 7 centimeters, the opposite side will also be the same, 7 centimeters. 12 plus 7 plus 12 plus 7 means that my perimeter is going to equal 38 centimeters. I want to convert that into meters. Let's think of it as a fraction first. It's easier sometimes to think about the fractions before we move to the decimals, similar to the way we did here. We thought about this as 3 out of 10 or 3/10, and that made it easy to turn it into the decimal we needed. When I think about the perimeter in centimeters, I know there are 100 centimeters in a meter, which means out of a whole meter, I have 38 out of the 100 centimeters that make a meter. I have 38 hundredths. Now I can easily change that to a decimal. 3,800 meters. While we're converting between units and using them with decimals, let's look at this problem. 4.2 centimeters plus 24 millimeters. You cannot add centimeters and millimeters. You need to get the same unit. If the problem asked for centimeters, then I would change this one to centimeters too. And if it asked for millimeters, I'd change this one to millimeters to match the other. Let's change it to millimeters. 4.2 centimeters. I know to go from centimeters to millimeters, I'm going to multiply times 10, would be 42 millimeters plus 24 millimeters. When I add them together, I should get 66 millimeters. You'll see these types of problems today as we work through this lesson.